The first two pages should be the,
All right, the parade starts now.
should be the last two pages. All the circled numbers.
Okay, is everybody ready? Good. Well, welcome everybody. Happy New Year. This is our January general meeting, and I'm impressed. So thank you all for coming. I hope we have enough snacks. Don't be afraid to come up and get some if you need some. So, does everybody have name tags? Did they get your name tags? If not, they're right up here. One on your grab one, put one on your chest, so we can all take a talk to you so we know who you are. Welcome. First question is, we have some new people here, right? There goes one the other way. Okay. You a new guy? Okay. All right, so new people. You got there he is. I want you to stand up, tell us who you are, or what kind of woodworking experience you have.
I do like a lot of spoons, window chairs. I haven't done a whole lot of lathe work,
Yeah. How'd you hear about the
Jim here, I was at the new craft festival.
Cool. That's great. You're at the. Well, thanks for coming. Hope you enjoy it. Do you have a lathe?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay. What kind?
Grizzly.
Okay. Okay. Good. Good. We like that. So, good deal. Anybody else? Any other news? Yeah, there he is.
Name is Bennett. A friend of mine was working in the, I guess the wood section, and he was telling me that you guys had a meeting here periodically. So I looked it up today, and so I was like, hey, let me run down there quick. So it's really a last minute. I've done some turning. Yeah, it's got an old wall that's 72 inches. Wow. Kind of scary, actually.
Yeah.
But I've done a bunch of cherry legs and stuff like that.
Okay.
Some of the woodworking that I've done is more furniture stuff. Chipping down hardwood, chairs, stuff like that. So I don't have a whole lot of turning, but I've done some finials and a few other things.
Cool.
So I'd like to get back into it.
Well, welcome. You guys want to come up afterwards and give me your email address, and we'll put you on the mailing list. Okay? That's great. Anybody else? Mike? Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I'm Don Thompson. I live down towards Mosburg. Heard from Robert at Ace Hardware that you guys met, so I put Robert.
There he is over there.
I still don't see him. Oh, there he is. Didn't recognize you with your hand.
He's a good ambassador.
And he's been working on me to come and check it out, so I thought I'd come and see what was going on. I've played around a little bit for the past 2 or 3 years, crossing off making a baseball bat from my bucket list.
Okay.
And then after that, I'm fooling around.
What kind of lathe do you have?
Jet.
Jet?
40-inch bed.
Oh, nice. Cool. Okay. Anybody else new? Excellent. Let's see, what do cabinets look like? How many did you count?
34, 35.
Wow. That's really good. Yep. So cool.
Somewhere in there.
Meeting minutes from December. Did everybody get a chance to look those over? Are there any changes anybody has?
I found what I think is a discrepancy. I think the minutes reflect $21 from the wood auction.
Okay.
And what got deposited was $27.
Okay.
I told you not to put that $5 bill.
That's a $6 bill. Okay. Richard, you make that change. Any other? Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second? Dan? Okay. Let everybody approve there. Any discussion? Aye. Disapprove? Any of you guys? No. Good deal. That's the only. Yeah, the only other formal thing is we have membership dues coming up for this year. If you haven't paid them, we're sending around a list, Make sure you check it off. Make sure you check your information. Is it over here now?
Not this one.
Okay.
There's one circulated.
Yeah, make sure you check it off and all the information is correct. If your email address is wrong or your phone number or whatever, just go ahead and correct it there. And we'll go on from there. Larry, do you want to talk about the?
Yeah. Current balance is 4403. We have 54 paid up members for 24. The list of people from last year who haven't paid yet is that long. So this coming year's budget reflects lower revenue for dues because usually about half of them paid after the first of the year. Can I just do a little bit of financial stuff?
Please do.
We finished the year $660 below where we started. Our net income was minus. The budget said we were going to be plus 32. The reason for the big minus is we bought 2 lathes for classes that weren't in the budget, and those 2 alone cost pretty close to $3,000.
Yep. I think they were
And,
a piece plus,
yeah.
plus
So-
the stands.
So the revenue that was greater than budget for materials and for teaching and for dues erased a big part of that. And my proposed budget for next year shows a positive 525. We'll see how that works.
Okay. All right. And can you tell us a little bit about what you're doing with Jan and how she's getting along?
Jan told me yesterday she will be taking over in February.
Okay. All right. Very good. So
Oh, and we have no tax this year.
no tax. Excellent. The way that happens, we have we'll get to it in a bit here. From the December meeting, I want to thank all the 12 members who were here and brought in goodies. We ate really, really well. In fact, we ate too well. And one, I don't know if anybody had the wine. Did anybody have the rhubarb juice?
I had some. It was good.
Well, I had some, at the end of the meeting, there was still some there, so I grabbed some and took a whole swig. And then I drove home, and about halfway home, it was like, whoa, that stuff's good. Anyway, who made the rhubarb juice?
Not here tonight.
Okay, that was outstanding. I made some when I was first married. We made some rhubarb wine, and it was really, really good. And it was the same way. It hit you like a half hour after you drank it. So, but it was a lot of fun. So, anyway, thank you, everybody. Paul, thank you for the Beyond pens. Where'd you go? Appreciate that. That was a good one. That was just perfect. So, and the show and tell, everybody brought in stuff. We had a lot of ornaments and stuff that was some pretty cool stuff. So, good job there. On to the new business. According to our bylaws, we have to every year our executives there has to be an election. So in January we do nominations, and then in February we have the official elections. So I'm looking for nominations right now. I guess I'll still be president if you guys want me. Or Vice President Paul, you're still okay with doing that. Richard, you're still okay. And Jan, we've been training Jan because there's a lot to do as a treasurer. And Larry's been nice enough to train her. But if anybody else is interested, we're going to let it go till February. So if anybody wants to contact me and they're interested in a position, please let me know, and then I'll get it out to the group. And we'll have our election next month, according to our bylaws. Yeah. Okay. One of the things I did, we're still looking for, there's a sign-up sheet I have for presentations and demos. So if you have something you wanted to show everybody, I'll pass this around, and there's also, if you have suggestions for demos or presentations. So take a look at this, put anything down. If you have something you want to see, put it down. Something you want to do, put it down. Okay? So, here, I'll give you this. Okay?
I'm going to start the membership list around again. If you didn't get it the first time, please check your name, make sure I have the right information and the right payment.
Yeah, and we're desperately looking for people to do demonstrations or presentations. So if you have something, it doesn't have to be real long. If it's a half an hour, that's great. Just do a small presentation. You don't have to do a demo. If you want to do a demo, that usually brings in a lot of people. So appreciate you signing up for it. We're going to go through, it's going to be a quick meeting. Let's see, executive committee. Dan, you have for Bull Mansion, have you heard anything about the law?
That's just, might forget that.
Okay. Because what I'm going to do, my wife is on the Workery Club, and she's going to go and look and see if they can have the meetings there. So maybe I'll talk to them then, see if they're going to do anything.
Well, they have some damn many bowls up there. We found out when we were over there.
Yeah.
And that one, a tree is down. I hate to have that guy get a ladder and cut it down. So I'm afraid to get hurt.
Yeah.
So that's just,
Somebody's going to have to get it.
that's, I didn't realize they had so many bowls, so I'm not really worried about it.
Yeah, same with me. I agree. Okay, Paul, tell us about what's going on with education.
Well, for the year 2023, we presented 24 classes, and we had 104 students. We also had 3 classes that were canceled because they didn't have enough students. So, as far as Rivet's concerned, we got credit for that.
Okay.
As far as presenting classes twice a month. We've got classes scheduled now through the end of May. And first, we're going to be presenting, well, actually, Mike is presenting a class on boxes. First class we've ever done on that next Wednesday.
Okay. And one of the things for that is we're probably going to need some scrapers. And I just want to see if
Larry?
anybody is putting a motion that we can buy some scrapers for the education. We'll make that happen.
That's someplace else.
I hear a motion for
You should be
I'll make a motion.
second.
there.
There we got a second. So all in favor of buying?
6.
Okay. Opposed? Very good. So Mike, can you take care of anticipation of it? They're on their own. Everybody must have had some of that rhubarb wine.
Yeah.
That's funny.
All right. So what about upcoming? Wood pen.
Yeah, we got wood pen, the second class in January. In February, we'll be doing a bowl, and that'll take up 2 sessions. In March, we're doing a 3-legged stool, which will also take up 2 sessions. And then following that will be a Harry Potter wand, some coffee scoops, and another box class in early May.
Cool. Well, thank you for heading that up. It's been good. And thanks to all the trainers. The trainers have been really showing up, and I think we've gotten good press from them. So that's fine. And there is an error in the agenda I send out. I put February 7th is bowl and February 14th is pen.
Yeah.
That should be bowl again.
The bowl is the 14th to the 21st.
Yep.
And then, there's no pen class.
No, that was. I know better. I just
That's all right.
wrote that wrong. So thank you for correcting me.
And those classes are already full.
Most of those classes,
Yeah.
well, any of the classes that they've advertised so far, I think they're full.
Well, I'm on the website right now, and yeah, it's a February class for bowls is full. And the block class, and the pen class.
Hey, Paul. Paul.
Doesn't have the
Are there plans to do
an intro class, like along, remember we had that one year out at Handy, the old intro class. I mean, are there any plans to offer that again in the future? Or?
No, we had, now what you're talking about is the class that we used to present, which is a 5-week, or actually, I think it might have been 7 classes.
Sure. Yeah, sounds good.
And that class costs like $150 then.
Yeah.
With Rivet, they're looking at lower cost classes right now, so I just don't think it's a match with them at this point.
Now, in the past, whenever we offered that class, so that year at Handy, that was the last year that was ever offered?
Yes.
Okay, and now when we offered that, all those students came out of the club itself, right?
Well, actually, they had first draw.
So
If we couldn't fill the class, we would open it up to the public.
They were new.
Now, as far as these classes, okay, so we'll say the Rivet doesn't want to go that deep or offer that expensive class or whatever, but if we had, for example, like we have a bunch of new people in here, I don't know where everybody's at, but as somebody who's like also like thinking in terms of the mentorship kind of thing, if our members here wanted to take a class like that, can we offer it here? And are all these class members, are they de facto members of the Rivet, or are they permanent or not? Okay, so in theory, there's nothing really keeping us other than maybe availability time slot.
We would have to negotiate with Discovery Space for that.
Right, which is, I assume, at this point, you could do that in your sleep. That's no big deal, is it?
Well, we haven't asked.
Right, okay, yeah, I'm just...
Is there a need for that?
Well, just think, I mean, look at all these people in here, and we definitely have got there's new people. I mean, there could be. I don't.
Yeah, the other thing we were looking at doing, and Paul, maybe you talked about this too. We were talking about having an open shop, like on, I don't know whether a weekend or a weekend day or something like that. Just have an open shop, let everybody come in, have a couple of lays set up with a couple of experts, and just have people come on and they can try different things. We can show how to use different tools, things like that. So that's another option we're looking at right now. Did you? Yeah.
Well, can you describe what the intro class covered?
There you go.
Yeah.
Can somebody?
The intro class covered basic spindle turning to start out with. Then we went to pens. Then we went to other things like
Honey dipper.
snowmen, bottle stopper. Well,
Honey dipper.
honey dipper, small things. And then the last 2 classes were the 3-legged stool thing, where they did 3 spindle legs. So it was all spindle work, but it was, a build-up of starting out with just
How many different tools were there? There's
parting tool, roughing gouge, and spindle gouge.
Just 3. The difference is that when we do this for the Rivet, all the instruction is directed at making a pen.
Yeah.
Okay. When we did it as a class, we taught people how to actually turn.
Yeah.
It was a build-up. You started very basically and you built up to these projects. So
They also had a second class, because I did bowl, very
That-
nice bowls in that second.
well, we did some other thing. We did salt shakers and a couple other things, but that was one-off. The bowl was a one-off thing that Jim Finley did. The salt shakers was a one-off that you did, I think. The grinder, milk.
Pepper grinder.
pepper grinder. Yeah.
There are other kinds of things too that we've had in the past that were really helpful, that fall through the cracks of this kind of thinking. Here's a project, like Jim Finley saying, here's a blank, or here's a piece of wood. What's the best way to pull something out of that? How does the grain work here? Where do you get the figure by preparing it this way? Things like that that are out of the ordinary, a little deeper. Yeah.
The last time we did that, it was Jim's backyard with about a 700-pound stump.
Yeah.
But as a total novice to all of this, I've taken 2 of the pen classes and loved them. But so I ordered blanks, and I have a lathe at home. I was missing the beginning piece of how you drill, how you prep the blank. And I have discovered after, I think I've blown up 4 pen blanks now, it's a lot harder than it appeared when you handed me this blank and said, now go turn it. And then I finally got one and finally figured out that very carefully using a C-clamp, I could squish the pen together. But
That's how we all start.
yeah,
We all start with some kind of a clamp put together,
But
or
I
a
would-
vise.
Or the lathe.
Or a vise.
but I would love to, it's taken me a lot of time to, drilling the blank was really hard. And getting it left straight.
That's kind of why we don't do it.
Yeah.
Now, we did it for one class of 11 students
Yeah, we have 11.
because, and the reason we did the blank drilling and gluing and everything else is that we only had 5 lathes, so we put 5 people turning, and we took the other 6 over and they did drill press and actually drilled it out. But that, you cannot do that in a 2-hour
No.
class.
It's like in this intro class, for example, these guys, I don't know, I think it was probably Ken and, well, probably Larry, they would take the tools home, they would sharpen, you would come to a class with already sharpened tools, and it was basically, the idea is the fundamentals, how do you cut safely, how do you choose the right tool, and then how to find and ride the bevel, and then commit it to muscle memory. Like that, when they say fundamentals, that's what they're kind of hinting at, even before the idea of even worrying about having a drill on axis. Which, by the way, I'm in charge of, in theory at least, the mentorship thing. If you need help with something like that, you know, we can get you my address, my email address, and we can put you in touch with somebody to work.
That'd be great. I also really like the idea of an intro class. I think that would be
I do too.
wonderful.
But
My question then would
I
be,
think we gotta
if we
just-
offer all these classes, which to some extent are almost like I don't know, I guess a 1 day, sort of 1 week out of what was a 7-day class. Well, okay, so can we offer a class, beads and coves, you know, how to rough a cylinder, just the basic, does that make sense? You know, keep it real simple,
I don't know that anybody's
We
going to
could
pay
offer
$50 to come in and find out how to make a round
Well,
piece out of a square one.
Maybe $30.
Or $30.
Yeah, we could offer it.
I mean, it could be, yeah, I don't know.
But quite
I mean,
frankly, what the customer wants here is to have a student come in, get a little time on the lathe, and walk away with a completed project.
Yeah.
That's the. I
And
mean,
a
that's
little
what-
confidence.
Yeah, see, these are people I have no,
Yep.
like these people only exist in my mind is through hearing from you guys. These are the people you know what I mean? So I'm just thinking, well, how do we bring in
We could
some of the old
approach
heads?
Rivet to offer a
Uh-huh.
introductory class on beats and coves.
Yeah, I
But
don't know, I'm
my-
just make that
my
up.
personal-
Top of my head.
Yeah.
Opinion is that we wouldn't get anybody that would want to take it.
Yeah, I believe that. Except maybe maybe from here.
That's what I was,
Yeah,
what
I was
if
gonna
you,
say, it sounds like
did a
it's more
survey
people
of
here.
current membership to see how many might want a 5-week intro that would be more extensive?
Yeah.
There
Well-
might be people that are actually coming that would.
Let's look at just
Show of hands.
a 5-week class is a tremendous effort on our part as instructors. We only have
Yeah.
5 of us. We're already committed to 2 weeks a month for regular classes. So
It'd be tough.
Yeah.
So this like
we could
opens-
offer a class.
We would be teaching every Wednesday for the first half of the year.
Yeah, we could offer one class, B's and Coves, or one class of
Introductory.
whatever.
Just tool handling.
And it could be directed towards club members, and we could kind of, collect the people that want to do it, and then take it to Rivet and say we've already got the people that are going to do it. And Rivet gets, by the way, Rivet gets a 50% cut on the class fees.
Well, let me ask you this then, because Ken was talking about having that sort of open studio day. Can we just simply say, okay, hey, we have it in place. We can make the open studio day thing happen.
Can we have
And
that at Ace Hardware?
What is that?
Can we have it at Ace Hardware? Because it's Saturday and Sunday are the busiest days here.
Yeah, there's
So
a
for
busy
us to
days here.
Yeah, we can
tie up our
busy.
lanes.
It is not beyond the realm of possibility. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
plus
can probably find out.
we still have to transport all the layouts.
That's a huge amount of.
That's always the hardest part.
Yeah, it's a
Let me
downside
make
if we
a
don't have a
suggestion.
room place to do anything.
It sounds like there's interest, and I'm thinking through when I started quite a while ago. We had those kinds of things that happened.
Got the spring
Like an ad hoc, yeah, the rental leg.
We were in the high school, and we could do what we wanted, when we wanted.
It was
That's a
really
big
helpful,
difference.
even to the point, I think I mentioned before, my first bowl, Jim Finley's hands were on my hands while I'm turning. And it sounds like there's interest here, and if we don't address that, folks are gonna come for a few meetings and then they're not gonna be here anymore.
Let's
My
put that-
suggestion is that we refer this to the executive committee
Yeah.
to think through it a little bit and then come back.
Yeah.
You hearing what the issues are.
Okay.
And I wish to make a comment here as a guest. I've been trying to sign up for the bowl turning, and this is my interest. I have a lathe at home. I haven't turned a bowl since I was in high school. I have an antique lathe at home, 1940s version.
Still goes round.
But I'm getting tools and everything to get it ready to go. I signed up for or tried to sign up for the February class in bowl turning. I'm on the waiting list. Is there more than one bowl turning class proposed at this point? I only
No.
hear one.
We only had one that's up till April, right?
So, is there a bowl turning class? Is there
February
some
14th.
other way of
Are you a
with
base
somebody?
member? Are you a member?
I'm a member of Rivet, but not of this group.
Okay, well, if you're a member of this club, you will have access to my email, and we can put you, in theory, in touch with a mentor. You can meet one-on-one. I would have to find somebody who's got time to do that, and we'd figure out where you're at.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the reasons I passed around that sheet that sign up for demos or areas of interest.
Yes.
Make sure everybody gets a chance to see that, because write your ideas down on that, because that's a good place to have it. It's still around someplace.
It's right over here.
Is it empty? Sorry, one.
Now, did they share that information with the other members?
Everybody on the.
You want to write more on there? Okay.
I mean, that's what this kind of
Yeah,
stuff
if you're a
is.
member, you're on the
You want to
mail.
find out your interest and where you want to go with this club.
Jim,
But I'm a member.
yeah, Jim Hopkins
The mentoring
maintains.
program's a good program too, where
What
one of
it's
us
called,
would come and
it's everybody.
work with whoever needs
We
it.
ever heard of.
I know, I'll be down there.
Yeah, I've benefited. Yeah.
Probably Friday.
And all the members are on the. are on the
I just wonder, I
call.
never saw that.
This?
So listen, phone numbers, emails.
Oh, no, you didn't, because that's. I don't publish
All
that.
right, we'll discuss it.
Okay, so we'll take it to executive meeting. By the way, any executives that are here,
Call Ken. but
I'm gonna try to have a meeting at the end of this month for executives, and we'll discuss some of
That I
this
would have
stuff.
called Paul about discussion on pen.
Good discussions. So you're up mentoring program, do you have anything else you wanna talk about?
I feel better.
Can we publish your email to?
Yeah.
Because there's been times
Yeah.
where I got
Can
independent.
you write that down, and we need to publish it?
And
Give me the sign up sheet.
I don't know whether I'm doing this. Maybe I
Actually,
should
I'd
call
like to see
Paul.
that
and
too.
I don't know.
What?
The program sheet.
Program sheet, anybody else have anything for the program sheet? Anybody wanna learn how to do SKUs? bowl gouges. Would anybody be interested in just learning the different tools and how you use them? Is that something that would be interesting?
And how to sharpen them?
There you go.
How to sharpen them.
That's, I would love that.
That'd be a tough one to do.
We've done it. Sharpening.
Well, we've done sharpening. I don't know if we've had a class in sharpening.
Sometimes we took a session at the end of lunch
Okay.
and used it for sharpening.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it's largely show and tell because there's not a lot you can.
It's hard for sharpening because everybody has so much different equipment, and there's a lot to purchase to be able to sharpen it properly.
But it's an excellent topic for mentoring.
Yes, it is.
I was going to say I've done 2 sessions of mentoring. They were about 3 hours each, and I thought they went really well.
If you need more space, just put it on the back.
Okay, yes.
Okay. All right. Multimedia. Travis. Oh, go ahead.
Thanks for moving hands.
Oh, go ahead.
Actually, I was just thinking with the whole conversation with sharpening, it might be interesting to have a discussion on the difference between the tips versus solid chisels. So that's a whole ballpark right there.
You mean carbide versus?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, carbide tips. Wood tool expert here.
Went on the west. I struggle with the high-speed steel bowl guys. So with the carbide,
That makes sense.
that's melted butter.
Makes a difference, I think, especially when you're starting. Especially when you're starting. Travis, what do you got?
Not much, I guess.
Equipment wise, were you gonna try to, do we need another microphone or?
Yeah, well, I was gonna buy some wireless mics. They were a little expensive. I tried to see if I could find the ones I wanted on sale for Black Friday, but they weren't. So, okay. But I can still do that.
Okay. All right. Well, good. Communication, Jim. He's communication and community service. So he's got a slash in his title.
Are you familiar with Cindy Rose?
Don't have anything to do if you want to be on the
She has a
email list
website.
and you're not currently.
She does a lot of demos.
Bring that around, you know.
And one of the demos, she was talking about the mic that she was going to can wear.
What
She got it off eBay.
Yeah.
If you would email her, you can find her website.
Yeah. Okay.
Cindy Rose, you find
Okay, good.
She may tell you about that.
Let's see. Program committee. Paul, that's Paul, Lee, Jan, and Larry. We're gonna get together and we're gonna look at this list, and I could see so many people signed up. I don't know how we're gonna get all these programs in. It's empty, gang. It's empty. So far, we don't have anything for February, but we'll figure out something to come up with. So.
I loved hearing the rivet announcement on WPSU.
What's that?
The rivet, that tonight's meeting was announced on WPSU,
That's Larry had
and that was well done. It was like, oh yeah, got it, get going.
She heard it on WPS.
Good.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Sometimes that works.
Women in turning. Jan is not here, and I don't think she had anything. I did get to talk to her a little bit. So, okay, we're up to show and tell. So, who do we have first? Who's got the little ball in the little cup here?
That's Barry and I.
Oh.
We brought it, it's what,
It's a toy. Looks like it ought to be a toy. You bounce it on the table and try to get it in.
yeah, no.
Am I in your?
Nope, you're right.
Well, I wasn't trying to make,
Wow, that's gorgeous.
but, we brought this to determine what the wood is. Anybody
Yeah,
look at it?
White. Came out of the tree, dog.
That's what, well, could it be hickory?
No.
I don't think so. You have more color as a hickory.
And you have more weight. Hickory's heavier.
Okay,
And it doesn't.
Here, let me see.
what happened was our nephew cut down a tree, a hickory tree. And we brought home a billet to make him a bowl, and the billet got mixed up with other pieces of wood evidently. And so we want to take that to him tomorrow, but we can't claim it's hickory. Don't know if it's his wood. That's all. Does anybody have any, is there an app that you can buy, or, you know, that you can get on your phone to get wood?
To get wood.
To get
Oh, yeah,
What?
right.
Yeah, one identification.
Yeah,
Identification,
but not lumber.
But it's the leaf in the bark.
I haven't used it, but if you
I
go to,
think it did, yeah.
if you go to
Is there
Google
one?
Play, it'll
I think
give you a
so.
whole list.
Well, but sometimes they're so.
It's tough with like the
There's a lot
bare
of,
wood.
you kiss a lot of frogs.
After these.
Yeah, those are exactly what.
That's what hickory bowl.
Yeah, but that plant app will tell you the wrong
Yeah,
name.
except
A lot of times.
But me,
I,
we live in
it will say George, yeah.
Okay, who else? Who's up next?
Yeah, I know where you live, because I've been there today. But
Oh, what's this?
It's up to you. You know.
do they?
What is it? Oh, we got it. It's coming up. Go ahead.
I'll tell Barry and see. If he's-
Last year I raided my friend's wood pile because he said he had some spalted maple, and I cut some out and I finally got around to making a bowl out of it. So far I've made two. I sealed it with Zinner's shellac and then sanded it down again and then used general bowl finish on it. It has about 3 or 4 coats of that, and then I used Johnson's floor wax on top of that with a soft rack.
So,
Did you spin it on when it was on the lathe, or did you just put it on my hand?
What, the wax?
Yeah.
Well, it was on the lathe.
Okay.
Used
So
a
it's a
piece
little
of
friction.
Used a piece of flannel sheet to wax the back off. I learned that in the service. We used to have to wax floors.
Okay. What were you doing? Why did you have to? Never mind.
In the service?
Yeah.
Now, we stayed in World War II barracks and they had cement floors. And they made us dye them red in our bare feet the first week. So everybody in the whole company had red feet for 3 weeks. Then we had to wax it with Johnson's paste wax.
There you go.
So, we cut a tree down up at the hunting camp this summer and I harvested some billets out of it. I sealed them, I laid them in my shop, I have radiant heat in my floor. A couple weeks ago I decided I'm going to try one of those billets, and I did, and as you see it's
Still green.
it went a little oval, but
It's nice.
gives it character
yeah.
and the same finish.
Are you going to use it, or is it just for display?
I don't know, the wife had some fruit in it last week.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very good.
So this is a curly maple. On the interior, you can see the grain runs this way. The exterior, the curly part, runs perpendicular to the grain. So what I did was I dyed the grain using a black dye, sanded off, a yellow dye, sanded off, and then finally a red dye. And that's just to make the grain pop, which was what Dan Kozar told me to do. So
What did you do to the bottom?
that's just, I left it plain so
Okay.
that you could see the grain change over.
Did you turned it after you dyed it? You turned the bottom after you dyed it, so because it's such
Yes,
a nice
yes.
clean line.
Yeah, but I put I taped when I did the dyeing, which mostly kept it from bleeding, and then I also did a burn line, which stopped it.
Cool. That is really cool. Yeah.
So it's a little different. I'm not sure I would do it again. I put it was a alcohol dye, and then I put Minwax finish on it, and it doesn't feel like it's completely dry to me. So I'm not sure I would use that again. I'd go to the bowl finish.
What kind of finish you put on it?
Minwax.
What?
It's a natural
Water
stain.
based or was it?
No, it's a mineral spirit based.
Okay.
So I don't know if there was an interaction between the alcohol and the mineral spirits to keep it from drying.
Yeah, that should have been evaporated.
Yeah. So
Put a hairdryer on.
I put it next to the fireplace.
I just make pens. I'm interested in learning how to make a bowl, but I haven't figured that out yet. So we'll see if you guys have another bowl class.
Put that on the list for the bowls.
Yeah,
Wow.
but nobody will be able to see these pens. You can pass them around, I guess.
Okay.
Holy cow.
These are just what I finished this week, except for the blue one. The blue one I did a couple months ago.
Really nice.
I was going to get upset if there were more under there.
So, how long you been turning? Okay.
So, did you put the inlays in?
Yeah.
Okay. So he got it.
It's got scallops when you see the packets. I cut off a soda can and use that as a separator and then try to pick colors and bring it across together. So we cut it on 45 and then
Yeah, those are beautiful.
it stays square.
Yeah.
And then when you turn it around.
Larry might pick one of his.
Very nice.
Did you count how many were in there before you passed them around?
So, are you sell them or you want to sell them? Or
Yeah, I didn't want to sell them. I'm open on it.
Oh, very nice.
Do you just see glossy blue with the blue skin?
Or see it?
I use oily glue. It's something I recently discovered. It doesn't, when it gets hot, like when you're drilling it out, which it gets hot, and the aluminum always lets loose. And oily glue doesn't do that. It's probably a CA derivative. I wear a mask. CA.
Where do you get the oil?
And
Bananas.
Is that a CA finish on that?
You know, I was at
Very nice.
I asked them to open up the store.
Okay, what else who else we got up here? Oh, I think Jeff's got the remainder. Another one of our prolific. Speaking of prolific, any guys all yours?
I was in the ironwood the past couple of months.
Ironwood or iron?
Iron.
Welding. Horseshoe. Christmas.
Good night.
Okay.
Those are all yours?
oh, yes. Made this square bowl out of walnut. I don't have the finish done yet. I have to sand it a few times, put another coat on it. But I saw someone do it on YouTube, so I thought I'd try it.
I'm scared.
Yeah.
Another walnut bowl, but I put a copper wire inlay on the rim.
Is it all scrap copper or you start?
Actually, it's copper from one of my job sites that I got from the electrician. You guys are gonna figure me out by now.
I think so.
Did glued up hardwood flooring, copper inlay.
Yeah, how do you do that?
You get the copper?
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Come on. I put a screw on my workbench, wrap the wire around it. The wire is about yay long. Chuck it in my drill and go real slow while it twists. And then you make it as tight as you want it. And then I just go around the rim with my parting tool, put the wire in where it's nice and snug so it stays in the groove, and I just epoxy it in there. And then
coarse copper being soft, I use carbide, so it cuts it perfect. So it gives you that diamond, kind of a diamond cut look.
Nice.
So,
And you put a coat of finish over it?
yeah, it's all urethane.
Over the copper too afterwards?
Yep.
Okay.
And then I tried turning the bowl the opposite. I don't know the terminology. Instead of going this way, it's going this way like an airplane propeller. Anyone know the terminology?
Airplane propeller.
Yeah, okay, airplane. It's a little intimidating when you're going around your lathe at 500 RPMs this way.
You don't want to get your hands.
No. So anyways, I did one and it cracked. It wasn't totally dry yet, so it cracked, but I just epoxied it. And turned out pretty decent. And then anyone figure out what this wood was yet?
Came out of a tree.
What's that?
Came out of a tree.
No.
It's bamboo.
Ah,
Came out of the grass.
And it was leftover bamboo flooring.
That's cool.
Yeah. And it's very heavy. You can pass that around.
Is that ebonized?
Yeah, it's actually called carbonized.
Carbonized.
Yep.
So anyway, bamboo turns real nice. I was telling Gib that I went to Wegmans one day. They actually had a sale of bamboo cutting boards, just little small ones. And it's just about almost 3/4 of an inch thick. So I said pen blanks. So I made some pen blank out of bamboo, and they come out real nice. They have this nice mellow color to them. Yard sale or something, go for it.
Walmart's got cutting boards.
Nice. What else you got?
That's it.
That's it?
That's
Cool.
it.
Very nice. I wanted to we need the wood auction. You want to do the wood auction?
Why you always pick on me?
Well, we don't. If not, if Big Mike's here, we let Big Mike do it.
Yeah.
So these first ones are some
Is
magazines.
this all of it right here?
Yeah, these first ones are magazines.
This too?
That's free.
Hey, does anyone have the new issue of the wood turning magazine?
Go into that,
It's right in there.
that book there, right
There
there.
it is.
Yeah, y'all remember that plywood bowl I brought in the last meeting? They have an article in here about plywood bowls.
Yeah, I did.
Did y'all see that?
I read that.
Yeah.
Those books are free.
Yeah, if anybody wants an American wood turner, it's over there. That's if you become members of the AAW, which I have to pitch once in a while. You get a free magazine. They're really nice. You can get them a hard copy or you can get an electronic copy. So come on up and grab a couple of them. There's a brand new Grizzly catalog.
Penn State Industry.
No, I got a Grizzly
Oh, I
catalog.
would say Penn State one.
And there's also a Rockler and a Penn State Industry catalog there if you guys are interested. There's a bunch of cut here. But there's a bunch of little plastic containers. Anybody wants them?
I want one from Bush.
No, you get 5. 5 minimum. 5 minimum. And if you have a need, it goes to 10. Okay, or maybe the whole bag.
No.
You have friends,
Not that much.
There's also a tool rest. It's got a 7/8. So if anybody has 7/8, it's here for the taking. It's a freebie. So come on up and get it. This stuff is free if anybody wants it. Okay, you're up.
Is this all of it?
Yeah.
That's all of it.
Is this one in each?
No, let's see.
You're really jumping upon that, aren't
Yeah.
you? Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Piece of cherry. Don't see it have very many cracks in it, just on the very end here. Start with a buck. $1. Anybody? $1. Nice piece of cherry.
$1.
There's
Got a
$1.
buck? How about $2? $2. $2. Did I get 2?
2.
Got to get 3? $3, $4. Got your $4 for a nice piece of cherry? $4? It's not 3.
$3.
Woohoo!
Seems like he's got his glasses on.
I have no idea what it is.
Wood.
I don't know, it almost looks like a piece of hickory.
Anybody know what that is?
Can you zoom in on that?
You can walk closer, that would help.
Yeah, I know. There, looks like a piece of hickory maybe. $1.
Dog.
Come on, $1 for a piece of maybe it's hickory? Oh, okay, $2. $2, anybody?
Come on, somebody.
No? $2? $2, $3.
Too rich for me.
Okay. All right. $2, sold.
Fred.
Really? You're gonna break something in the cell.
Piece of spotted maple looks like someone started a vase and didn't finish it. You got $1? $1?
I'll do
$2.
You taking it? Okay, $2. $2 for this piece of spotted maple? $2, anybody?
$2. $2.
$2, $3.
$2.
You? $3? Okay, $4.
Too rich for me.
$4? Nope. Okay, $3.
All right, see, you were talking. Nice. You just told me. Yeah.
I stayed.
Piece of ash. I said ash. $1? $1 for a piece of ash? $2? $2? Anybody? Well, looks like you own it, Ken.
Oh, good.
I should sell those together.
All right. Just cherry and elm. $1. $2. $3. $3?
$3.
$4. $5. Almond cherry. Where am I? $5. Nope. Okay, who said $4? You.
Nice job. Good job, baby. You were good.
That's why I always do $1.
I know. I haven't seen it.
Oh boy, is that nice. Somebody,
Yeah, we didn't do this one. I have no idea what it is.
It says right in there, it's a hobby.
A hobby lathe. Yeah, wire, scratch, polishing compound, the whole 9 yards.
It's a hobby lathe, a scratch off, compound, wheel, buffing wheel, leather belt. It's all in there. No! I got home and there was 2 of them.
You have stock in that one.
$1. I get $1 for it. No, you might be able to get like $3 at a yard sale.
One chance at this.
$1. No, not even $1.
Both your hands.
Man, Ken, you're SOL in this thing. We doing these separate?
Yes.
All together.
All together?
Yeah.
Ken says it's separate. And you
All right.
together.
Who's two back?
Obviously, pen blanks. Got Southern, spotted Southern live oak, ambrosia maple,
For you.
cherry burl, English walnut. $1.
5.
Ooh.
$5. $6.
I'll do 6.
7. 8.
You might want it.
$8.
8.
$9. $10.
I'll do 10.
$11. $11. $11.
Price of them depends on that.
I know, that's,
Those.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so tiny that it blow up like that.
What is this?
Mulberry. Firewood.
$1 for a piece of firewood.
Mulberry.
Mulberry. $1. Well, you make a couple vases out of this. $2.
I'll do 2.
$3. $4.
Sure.
$5.
He's not it.
You guys are too much fun.
Yeah.
All right, piece of walnut, of course.
Only, of course, because it's written on it.
Well, yeah, okay. $1 for a piece of walnut.
I'll do $1.
$2. $2.
If it was cut into pieces, would you guys buy it, or would you rather have it as a log? Because it's library. Yeah, it's gonna come back. For $1, it's coming back. I'll cut it into a bowl blend. How's that?
$2? Anyone for $2 for a piece of walnut?
Is walnut that popular around your area that you have a lot of walnut? Okay.
Who took it? Who got it for $1? You did.
I did.
Well, it looks like you own it.
Oh, thanks.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it, I think.
What's this piece in the back?
Ooh.
The big.
That doesn't go.
Oh, it doesn't? Okay.
That's the big man's truck.
I guess that's it. Is that it?
Yeah, now to continue the give Coral saga. He's going to do a presentation on hardwood flooring scrap bowls, and it'll be followed by Mike Messina doing hardwood scrap bowls into hardwood floor. Yeah.
Well, first of all, Happy New Year, everybody. Since no one volunteered to show anything, I thought I'd show you all this boring wood together. Okay, like I told you guys the first time, it's just a piece of hardwood flooring. Take the tongue, groove, the expansion curve off the back, and you end up with roughly 1 inch 7/8 by 5/8 piece. Who's running the pictures?
You want your,
Do you take the finish off too?
Yeah, I'm good. Since this is pre-finished flooring, I use just skin it off with the next one. And I just sand it off just like that. You just have to rough it up so the glue sticks to it. That's it. You don't have to get all crazy and like run through a plank or a joiner. The first one I did, that big bowl I brought the last time, I actually ran it through my joiner, but it wasn't necessary. Okay,
So tell us how you get your scraps.
from job sites.
Free.
On my bench, I just use a piece of 1x and screw it to back the wood up to it, try to to make it square, keep it square. And I always put plastic down because you're going to use so much glue it's going to drip everywhere. All right, next one. I just lay them out. Actually, I missed one. There it is. Make sure you do all your in between glues. And I used Gorilla Glue on this one just because I had it. But I've been in the trades going on 40 years, and by far this is the best.
Type 1, 2.
What's that?
Type 1, 2.
Three.
Yep.
Okay. And I just smear it on like that, and I brush it. Next one. Make sure all the boards are covered. Okay. And I just repeat the process, but go the opposite direction.
Make plywood.
It's known as cross flying.
Plywood.
Then I wrap the plastic around, and I use scrap 1x on all the sides, so when you go to put your bar, all your clamps on it, it keeps it somewhat square. Okay. You still have plastic wrapped. I just use the 6 mil garbage bags because I have a ton of them for work. But, and I use just about every bar clamp I have in the shop.
Trash bags are from the job site too.
It's really, I found it's really important. Like I'm using scrap wood flooring to distribute the downforce, you know what I mean? Because I can't get anything down because I have it on my bench. I've got to rig up something different to give it more compression.
You're making a call.
But then, okay, hold on a second. So after I unwrap it, take the plastic off, but leave it sit another day because that plastic doesn't let the air get to it. So it needs another day to cure. And then you end up with this. And you can make them any size you want. This one I'm actually going to probably cut in half and maybe make a bowl out of one and a vase out of another. And then put your plate on it, and then I cut
before you go. You do one in one direction, one in the other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cross the plates.
Yeah, cross. Yep. And then
He explained that a minute ago.
I cut the corners off, so you don't have to go through the process of chiseling it all off.
Now, when you go every other at 90 degrees, that means when you're coming around the side, you're kind of like always, at some point during your traverse there, you're always hitting and going from long green to end green.
Yes.
So can you feel that? Is that?
Well, I use everything. I use the carbide on this just because you don't feel it and it cuts so quick and easy. You said that.
We know a lot of stuff.
Okay, I didn't say carbide, did I?
Yes, we did.
That's the easy wood to work.
Yes.
And then I just go ahead and shape it. Next one.
But I don't know.
And then you see these gaps, you're going to have them regardless. And I've been using this DAP. They have different colors. This stuff is really good. It doesn't shrink. And I fill all the gaps up, just do it the night before or whatever, and you can sand it the next day, and it blends in really well. I brought that just in case you guys want to see it. And then I put my mortise in it, and then next one. And there's the bowl after I sanded it. Next. And then that one I put gloss poly on it.
And you give a bowl to everybody who's gotten a new
Well,
floor?
this one, that was actually my first one, because the job I did with a repeat customer of mine. They buy houses and turn them, and they had a bunch of leftover flooring, so he gave it to me, and I said I'll make a bowl for letting me have the flooring, because they gave me so much I could make several. Actually, some of this is still leftover from it.
That's cool.
And I gave a bowl to them. They were pleased. Okay. Next.
It's in a 12-inch bowl.
Oh, I think it was bigger than that. And there's another bowl I made. Actually, I brought these last time. Some of you might have remembered. That was a small. That was like a 9-inch. And the next one, that was another bowl I made. The same process, but this one actually had 3 species. If you remember me telling you, I actually had hickory, and the center band was maple. I think that's it. And I have some pictures of my shop and how I have it set up if anybody's interested.
Yeah.
How do these differ from somebody who's doing more like what I conventional segmented turn? I wasn't here for the demo. So.
Come again?
Well, so it's kind of in a similar vein to somebody doing segmented turning. In that gluing.
Yes.
Right. So.
Well, I guess that's what they would call this, a segmenter, right? But I don't do, like, who asked me last time we were here about you just glue and leave the center open? Who asked me that? I think you did, didn't you? I seen them do it on YouTube, but I don't know how they clamped it. I mean, it just seemed like a lot of time to cut all those little pieces and leave and leave the center open so you don't have to carve all that out, then just to glue up a big chunk of wood.
And then carve it out.
Especially when you get it.
Well, they have some of the sleds they make and they put it in the saw and they cut it in the, if they want 16 segments, they know what angles to cut at. Whatever.
I'm not that fancy. I've only been turning about 2 years now, so. It was just my shop. There's workbench where I do do these glue ups.
You can see that.
Next one. Next one. This dust collector and this air purifier I just added like 2 months ago. I was having such a dust problem in my shop. And
are we underground here or in your garage? Where are you at?
This is a building I put in. It's a 24 by 32, but I only made half of it in my wood shop where I insulated it and heated it. So I was getting so much dust laying everywhere and about because sometimes I bring work home, so I can't have all that dust in the shop. So I bought these wind products. This is a 600 CFM that really picks up the dust when I'm turning. And then the dust in the air gets picked up by this one, which is roughly about a 400 or 500 CFM, and it's a variable speed. And it has helped 80% of the dust. I mean, I don't even wear a mask half the time now.
Does that wind have a filter in front of it or something?
Yeah, this has a.
I know how that one does it. The one on the wall.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
No, this is a dust collector. It's like a blower.
He has a hood there.
There's a hood. I have a hood right over my leg.
Okay.
But his filter is the bag.
Actually, no, that's the collector.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a cyclone or
exactly. But this is like just a dust collector. I got to actually drop this hood to get it closer to my work, but sometimes I have to be careful because I think the biggest thing I've turned so far was like 16, 18 inches. So I have to be careful I don't hit the hood. So I got to do a little experiment. But my lathe, this head tilts out. So I can turn outside off the bed.
What kind of lathe is it?
What's that? No, it's a shop fox.
But you only use the dust collector when you're sanding, or no?
No, I use the open.
Okay.
So, but anytime this lathe is on, I turn this. And my air filtration is always on. And then I think it was last year, especially how when you're starting out something, barking or whatever, and it flies all over the place. I was getting stuff all over here.
Right.
I mean, it was laying on my shelves. And I had spent more time cleaning up my shop because I'm OCD about a clean shop. So I came up with this curtain idea. So I just got some conduit and bent it and put some cheap ass shower curtain. And
flips.
Yeah, and I wheel around and it keeps all that concentrated in that area. So it's really helped out on cleaning it up. It's taken me 2 hours to do it.
Sometimes quite all the way up to going across the top.
Next one. And then just a close up on how my setup is. And I built the chisel rack. And I ran out of room. I got to make a big one.
I did too. Which ones are your favorites? Are they closest?
Yeah, my carboids. these are my favorites right here.
First floor.
I don't know if I have another one after that.
The others are for looks.
I just finished this up. It was a live edge base. I made another one.
I like your rack there. Did you make that?
Yeah, I made the chisel rack. Got another one after that. Yeah, I showed this one so you can see how I rigged up my hood. Like I said, I need to drop this down right here. It's just not picking up. I just want to pick up more. But that's it. Cool.
Great. When you do your plywood bowls, you cross grain them as well.
No, it's plywood.
It's already cross-grained.
It's already cross-grained plywood.
Okay, but when you put pieces together, right? Just
Yep.
like you're doing there, except it's plywood.
Yeah, it's just whatever.
So, but you don't worry about.
No, you don't have to do that. It's just,
Okay,
it's yep. Yeah. Unless you're going to cut them in strips, which you just gave me an idea. I just thought it's business lesson. You'll see it next month.
We get a presentation.
No, I'll just bring it forward.
Can you talk about the edge on that bowl again? How you did that?
Oh, the reason I brought this because there's another plywood or hardwood floor. What did you want again? Oh, the copper. This copper wire inlet. Like I told you how I spun it, and I used my parting tool to make the groove, and I had a piece of wire cut off so I could use it as a gauge because I wanted to make it snug, so it would stay there.
Can you glue that?
And then I just pressed it in and made sure the groove was tight enough, and then I epoxied it in.
Oh.
And then I went ahead and tooled it.
Is that scrap wire from the job site?
Yes, it is. There's an advantage about being a contractor.
Absolutely.
Like 12 or 14.
12.
A little hard. Do you strip it or just use the ground wire?
I stripped it.
That's about $15 worth of wire.
Yeah, I know, right?
The ground wire.
Actually, the ground wire is coated.
Amazing.
Yeah. And who asked me about the branding iron last month?
They get the raised letters with everything.
Yeah. Someone asked me about this last month. I brought it in to show you what I. Like I said, you get these on Amazon.
Is it indented instead of going out? You get those letters to raise? Was that your bowl that went around that a raised letter?
The bamboo.
They're raised letters.
Seal the letters.
The letters.
That was from that.
Okay, so
It burned up. I left it in there too long.
that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, I know, right? But you got to be careful with that if you get it too hot. So I have a practice piece of wood. I always hit it on a piece of pine because if it's too hot, it'll burn. It'll burn too deep. And also, I don't know the screws that I use for this. I don't know. I'm sure everyone has their preference. I use these because they're soft. They're not hard, so they're not going to snap. And they're these Power Pro, get Home Depot. They're pretty good. I use them on the ones interested. I brought them along pieces and they were curious. Yes. So that's it. Yep.
Thank you. I'm thinking about Robert's question that when you keep alternating the direction, you're cutting long grain and cross grain
At the same time.
And whenever I've run into that, the long grain, of course, is softer, and you start to get a little bit of this waviness. Have you ever tried gluing them up when you did not keep crossing them? Do you cross them for the stability?
I cross them for the look. If you go, who's running the pictures?
He is.
You might have. Because otherwise you could kind of shift it if you didn't want the seams. Does that make sense?
That one?
You could have
No,
it
keep
the
going.
same way.
Keep going. Keep going.
You want to see the
Next one. Next one. Okay, stop. Go back.
Oh, sure.
Okay, you see the color change?
Yeah.
That's because that's the cross. That's the end, cross, end, cross, end. That's what gives you that look, that dark and light.
So when you're shaping the bowl, whether inside or out, you don't have that problem of maybe going too deep on one grain and then the other grain's harder, and you start to get a little bit of a lumpiness.
You might with the high speed steel, but I've been using my carbide.
See, you guys keep making me say that word.
And when you glue those up, each level, do you have, pith up, pith down, pith up, pith down? However.
It is whatever. I do alternate the side that I have to take the finish on. So if I'm going a row this way.
Is flooring always one particular orientation versus another?
No. It's not like if you're doing a deck where you want to make sure the cup's down.
Okay.
If anyone knows what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. This doesn't matter because it doesn't get milled like that. That's why they do that to eliminate or prevent cupping. Is this we call it a cupping curve. Or, I'm sure there's a proper name for it, but that's what I've always known it is. So no, I don't think, since this is already kiln drying.
Well, I'm just saying visually though, you'd be able to see it, and I can kind of think I see the. I would think you would see that figure. It's just like if you run your finger on an open grain wood, run your finger one way versus the other way.
I see what you're saying.
The figure does have.
Yeah, but I didn't have that problem.
I'm not saying it'd be a problem, but it would, in theory, I would think, be one way to kind of control the aesthetic.
It's a thought. I just never. I mean, as you can see, this one. Since I already cut the corners off, probably you can see how.
Yes. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I got you. And probably some pieces are going to be more quarter solid.
Yeah. Actually, before I even glue them up, I make sure I don't have any of their bowed or cupped, because if it's bad enough, the clamps ain't going to put it down. Okay, thank you.
So, as an appreciation of doing the demo, he gets one of these little cuppies. So, if anybody else is interested in a coffee cup, no coffee.
That worked very well.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay, let's see what else we got. I think that's pretty much it. You're free to hang around. Make sure you pay the man for all your stuff you bought. There you can hang around for a bit. And our next meeting is going to be February 7th. So, mark that in your calendar. Thanks, everybody.
Burns everything away. I don't need it to Oh yeah. Well, I press down and I'll come like this. Oh yeah, okay.
Okay, so you came across. One color.
Well,